For the stock cars. So just getting a couple of laps to get everything all sorted out. Rightio, so the weather here, well, it's not the best. It's definitely a little bit chillier than what we'd like it would be, but it is, well, it's still not raining, and I suppose that's probably the biggest thing about the whole lot. And yeah, the stock cars are ready to do it, Tony.
Absolutely, and we've got a big field of stock cars here tonight. I think there's probably, certainly more than 20 cars out there, probably heading up towards the 25, 26 mark. So big field of stock cars supporting their more powerful brothers, you might say, the super stocks. And off the front of the grid there, we've got, we've got the 43C car, haven't we? You've got the list there in front of you. I'm just struggling a little bit to remember some of these.
Hang on. Yep. Right, you're all smacked around now. Right, there's your stock car list.
Oh, thank you very much. You're so kind. So that's the 43 car there of Josh King off the front of the grid, and he's alongside the 8 car, which is not on the list.
It's coming though. We've got it
coming.
We've
got the list coming. Go further back there to the 99 car, the ex-Hamish Cross car, driven tonight by Scott Manson. I gather Scott's purchased that car and running that with an engine from the Leeches, so he's going to go well in that car. And they're ready to race and green, and we're underway with stock car action here at the Battle of the Stocks at Ampro Tools, Woodford Glen Speedway. And it's that 43 car we talked about taking the lead through turn 2. Bit of a pile up on the wall in turn 1 there. A number of those cars. Shane Steer was one of those. Rico Gray in the 222 car part of that as well. But out front, there's a big hit on the wall there as the lead car, the 43 car, goes in hard on turn 3 and comes to a bit of a halt and a pile of steam there. And it's allowed the 21 car of Daniel McNally to inherit the lead, which he's just promptly lost to the 448 car there of 469 car, beg your pardon, of Marshall from Blenheim. So tucked in behind there is Dylan Robb in the 191 and the tank of Vaughan Fairburn there as well. So another lap completed. We've got more cars. We've got one upside down. Brad Rosehorn. Told you there was going to be some action in this stock car racing, Jace.
Yes, indeed it was. And Brad, Mad Brad himself, of course, usually the one that does that sort of damage. So he's obviously had a bit of a who's your daddy from somebody out there. Did you see what happened there?
I didn't. I don't know if I even saw that. I was too busy watching the lead cars as they were coming round because I was being the commentator. So we're ready to get racing again. Still red, but you can hear the engines revving. The red flags have come in. The push vehicles come in from turn 3 and 4. We're looking for our lead car there, which is the 469 of Gavin Marshall. The dark red car going through between turns 1 and 2 at the moment. And he's got the lead in this race in the 17 of Vaughan Fairburn. They're tucked in behind Dylan Robb there in that 191 and the 36 car of Shane Steer. We've got the 5 car involved in that too there. That's Jay Holtham tonight in that particular vehicle. And that little group of cars has broken away towards the front there, and I think that's where the winner of this race is going to come from. The 8 car of Kieran Skur involved in that too. We've got Manson, as we said, in that 99 car starting to catch them up. And then we go further back to the 34 car, Jacob O'Connor. He's racing with the 991 of Harley Robb. And a bit of a spin there. The 521 Michael Aris goes round, and in doing so he takes Robb with him. And also a couple of other cars there as well. We've got a couple of visitors from Westport here tonight with the Y on the car, so it's good to see them. Welcome along to them. Back out front though, still Gavin Marshall in that 469 car, managing to weave his way through the carnage, and the car's returning to the racing line. And he's leading the race from the 17 of Vaughan Fairburn. Bit of action down the front straight there as the 34 of O'Connor gets involved in a bit of argy-bargy, but they all seem to be going through turn 1 reasonably well now. So, where's our lead car? There he is, coming through turn 1 and 2. I mean, a bit of action out of turn 2 there at the moment with that 93 car involved in that. And also one of the cars from Westport there as well, I think, too. So a few cars smoking and steaming as they go around the track at the moment. A little bit of damage and hard work to do in the pits after this race. But there's no doubt about it at the moment. The lead car, Gavin Marshall, goes across the start-finish line. And he's ahead of Vaughan Fairburn in the 17 car in second place. Third place, the 36, Shane Steer. Then Jay Holtham in the 5, Dylan Robb in the 191. And Scott Manson in the 99 car coming up to join Rob now. In fact, I'm going to put a pass on him as they go through turn 3 and 4, and he does. Nice clean pass too. Plenty of smoke, plenty of fumes. You're into that sort of thing with your motorsport. Julian Lynch providing that with what looks like a tyre rubbing on the wheel guard there on that 15 car. But out front, Gavin Marshall still doing the business. Tucked in behind that smoking car of Lynch. We've got a few sparks coming off the wall down the front straight there as the cars run wide. Gavin Marshall clips off another lap. That's 8 laps down now. And Vaughan Fairburn still in second place, tucked right in behind Marshall. Pushes Michael Harris out of the way into the wall. Julian Lynch gets knocked out of the way there as well by the 36 of Shane Steer. And it looks as though a hit on the back of Gavin Marshall could be Vaughan Fairburn doing his best there to get the 469 car out of the way, and he does. He takes the white flag, so last lap time now, as Vaughan Fairburn has the lead in this particular race. Gavin Marshall doing the chasing for the first time. Third place there, still the 36 of Shane Steer. So, down the back straight they go now. Into Mastercard for the last time for these stock cars for their first race of the night. Everyone else running around pretty well, but the lead of the race, Vaughan Fairburn, good job for him with that 17 tank. Second place there to Gavin Marshall in the 469. The Shane Steer car, the 36 car, crosses in third place and then promptly spins up between turns 1 and 2. Fourth place, Jay Holtham in the 5 car. Manson got through to 5th in the 99 car. The two Rob boys, Dylan in the 191 and Harley in the 991 finished in 6th and 7th place, then Kieran Skur in 8th, Rico Gray came through from 9th, and Daniel McNally rounded out the top 10, Jace.
All right, so there we go. That was a race, and they all went round in circles, and somebody won. Fastest lap time, of course, was round about a 22.85, set by the 469 car from Blenheim. That's Gavin Marshall. So a good time for him, and everybody else sort of around that 23-second mark, 23.04 for the winner, the eventual winner of the 17 car of Vaughan Fairburn. Lined up.
So stock cars doing their thing on the track now, and it's the 222 of Rico Gray putting a lot of pressure there on the 34 car of Jacob O'Connor, and Schumacher there in the 93 car from Blenheim as well. But out front it looks as though Jacob O'Connor's got this one sorted out. They've all managed to get through turns 1 and 2 satisfactory this time round, but there's a bit of biffo going on there as they come through 3 and 4. Looks as though they're all going to get round reasonably well. 1 or 2 cars drifting out wide, but no real serious hits going on at this stage. Jacob O'Connor, one of those ones drifting wide through 1 and 2. A lot of cars going out towards the wall there. Julian Lynch getting a little bit of attention from the 991 car of Harley Robb there. Out front, Jacob O'Connor, the silver tri-rail there, looking pretty safe and secure in the lead. He's got about 10 car lengths over the battle for second place, which is Rico Gray and the 5 car of Jay Holtham. Jay driving that car tonight in a very good Canterbury Championship about a month ago, you might remember. The 99 car driven tonight, Scott Manson's bought that car, and he's really getting that car singing along now, and he's in a solid 4th place there with Julian Lynch and Shane Steer tucked in behind as well. So Jacob O'Connor, these guys much better behaved this time round compared to the first race where we had cars upside down. Oh, hello, as I say that, there's a car pushed into the turn 4 wall. It looked as though that was the 21 car of Daniel McNally responsible for that. And we'll wait to see whether the lights change, whether that driver can get going. That's 521, isn't it, to Michael Harris, who got pushed into the wall there. We got to the Scott Manson car turned around there by Shane Steer, again in turn 4, and those two pretty much blocking turn 4 at the moment. Manson manages to get away, and Steer does as well. We've got a car backed into the wall between 1 and 2. That could be Michael Harris again. We've got a bit of contact between the tank of Julian Lynch there and the green car on the infield there. His number I can't quite make out, the 71 car there of Martin from Westport. Good to see some visitors from Westport here in this grade. So out front, it's still Jacob O'Connor, that 34 car, leading the race from the 5 car of Jay Holtham. Third place there, Rico Gray in the 222. And we see there's all sorts of action around the track now as Manson gets held up by the 21 car down the front straight there. And we also got one turn round on the back straight, but he's got going again now as well. So there's Julian Lynch given a bit of a serve as he coming out of turn 2. And we've got one coming up the wall here. There's Scott Manson doing his best to wall that car as they go along the back straight. You're going to get a look at the underside of a stock car if you're lucky down there on the grandstand. But the driver on the inside doing a damn fine job of avoiding that particular contact. Bit of a hit on the side of Matt Hand there as he goes round in the between turns 3 and 4 in Mastercard. But out front, it's Jay Holtham who's managed to take over the lead of the race. The 5 car crosses the start-finish line now, completes 8 laps of this particular race. 222, Rico Gray having a good race there, and he's now in 2nd place. And we've gone red, because finally we've got that car up the wall. So Scott Manson doing his very best to get that car up the wall for about half the lap of the race, and finally as they go through turn 3 he's managed it. So we're 8 laps down. First 5 cars have completed those 8 laps. Jay Holtham in the lead at the moment from Rico Gray, Jacob O'Connor in 3rd, Harley Robb in 4th, and Vaughan Fairburn just crossed the start finish line in that 17 car in 5th place. So we're up and racing again, and it's Jay Holtham leading them round through turns 3 and 4. He takes the white flag now in that 5 car. Gosh, he's quick, this boy, and he's having a fantastic race here, well ahead of the 2nd place car of Rico Gray. So a little bit of contact down in turns 3 and 4 there, with Shane Steer putting a bit of a steer on the visiting car from Westport. But as the checkered flag's about to come out for the 5, Jay Holtham takes that comfortably enough. We wait a little bit and wait a little bit longer, and Rico Gray crosses the start-finish line there about 5 seconds later for 2nd place. Jacob O'Connor did a good job there, piloting the 34 car home, bringing it home in 3rd place. Harley Robb finishes 4th, Vaughan Fairburn in the tank in 5th place. And we wait for the next car, which is the 93E car of Schumacher from Blenheim, to finish in 6th.
Okay, folks, I was too busy taking the piss out of someone down there. That's all right. It is in first spot, the car of Jay Holtham. Now, he's the current Canterbury champ, I'm led to believe, as well. Did a 21.43 fastest lap. That was done on lap number 7. And it's a testament to the track as well, how good it is. But the fastest lap was actually set by the 36 car from Christchurch, Shane Steer. He did a 21.37. Rico Gray there with a 21.55. And he did on lap 6. So sort of the track sort of come back to them a wee bit as the race went on. So there we go. Over to you, clowns.
Okay, from the ringmaster to the clowns. So we're about to go stock car racing again tonight. These guys are putting on the action tonight, and no prospect of anything less than this final race for them tonight. But it's the car from Westport that leads them away there. That's Martin in the 11Y car. And we've got several cars spun up through turns 1 and 2 there, but all the rest of the field managed to get round and avoid them. As we look out the front of the field, and it looks as though it's that 21 car that got put on its lid, or on its side anyway, in the early part of the race. That's Daniel McNally, isn't it, in that one? And he's got a good head of speed up there. He's leading Rob in the 911 car, and that 5 car, Jay Holtham there in 3rd place, holding up some of the others a little bit. Again, we've got some cars spinning up through 1 and 2. I think it's a little bit wet out there. I can see Scott Manson's one of those, and Julian Lynch as well, sitting there, a little bit of smoke coming out of that car also. So we've gone red because we've got Julian Lynch's car on the racetrack and not moving. Presumably he was thumbs down there.
And that being the normally the 9C tank, the Dino, that's normally the car that's in black. But
yep.
Julian's driving it this weekend from what I can gather. Good to see the guy from Westport over here too in the 71 car.
Yeah, we had a couple of cars from Westport there,
yeah.
too. D Martin and S Martin. We've lost our piece of paper with all the other names on it, but anyway, welcome along to them and to their crews and families. If you're here at Woodford Glen, great to see you. Come back and race here again, because we love having extra races in our stock car grade. We hope you enjoy your racing here too. But it's the 21 of Daniel McNally who's leading them down the back straight now from the 911 of Rob, the bright green car there. McNally drifting a little wide, and Rob getting quite a lot closer. A bit of a spin up there from Scott Manson, who's gone so well in the first 2 heats. A bit surprised that he's lost it a couple of times already in this one, but there you go, the track must be a little bit slippery out there. So a big challenge for the lead here between McNally and Rob, as they put the other Rob brother down a lap by the look of it. The 991 car getting a bit of attention there from the 191 car. The 911 car, getting all mixed up. It's all 911s and 9s and 1s and things. So Daniel McNally still leading though, and he's controlling the race well enough from the 911 car of Rob in 2nd place. Jay Holtham coming through, steaming through quite quickly there to take over 3rd. as several cars get in the way through turn 4, and finally Scott Manson manages to get round and back into the racing groove again. But it's Daniel McNally being blocked by one of those Martin cars from Westport. He pushes him to the outside and manages to get alongside him and ahead of him down the back straight there. A little bit of lap traffic in front of him as well. We've got a bit of action from Holtham there on the turn 4, pushing the car into the wall, but Holtham just carries on in a merry way. Of course, he's impressed me as a driver who's really come on this season. I think we're going to see a lot more from him in the seasons ahead. So Daniel McNally still in the lead, negotiated the lap traffic satisfactorily enough, and Holtham threading his way through the cars down the back straight to take over second place there. So Daniel McNally running a little wide through turn 4, but keeps it off the wall, and he comes down the front straight to tick off lap number 7 in this stock car race. We've got second place there, Jay Holtham in the 5 car, 911 Rob third, and then fourth place is the 469 visitor from Blenheim, Gavin Marshall. Coming down through turns 3 and 4, Mastercard again now. We see McNally just bunted out of the way by Holtham, who's got a bit of speed up here and manages to take over the lead as they go over the start-finish line. Jay Holtham, the Canterbury champion, is leading this race now from Daniel McNally, who's dropping further and further back. We've got the 99 car in there, isn't in third place because he's a couple of laps down, but he's holding up some of those guys who are fighting for third place. Bit of action between the 991 car. They've got 3 cars all round on the turn 4 infield there, but they're all going to rejoin, I think, as the white flag comes out this time round. Jay Holtham making it look pretty easy as Daniel McNally drifts a little wide, but he's got a comfortable enough second place there. You see a spin up on turn 2 there, but it doesn't stop the Rob car from coming through in third place. So the checkered flag waves now for the 5 car of Jay Holtham, Canterbury champion, and it's another race win to his resume for the season. Daniel McNally finishes in second place. Gavin Marshall in the 469 car comes through for third. Fourth place looks like it's Rob in the 911 car. Matt Hand in fifth place. Rico Gray comes through for sixth. Harley Rob in seventh place. D Martin in eighth. Aaron Schumacher from Blenheim in ninth. And Kieran Skur in the 8 car rounds out the top 10. Ivan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, well, Jay Holtham there came through with a fine win, with his fastest lap time being his last lap, actually, with a 21.32. The next fastest on the track was actually the 58C car of Matt Hand back in 5th place with a 21.52. So it's good to see those boys getting in close to that 21, 22 marks. Yeah, we had a few numbers earlier on in the night and a few popped off, so hopefully these guys can get themselves prepared and regain some numbers for tomorrow.
Weather today is it's a bit chilly if you're from Canterbury, but it's about right for a Southlander such as myself. And it looks like it's going to be a good night of racing here. There's really no threat of rain. And yeah, Tony, you're the professional weather person.
Well, this is a very slight threat, but I don't think it's going to happen. And out on the track at the moment, we've got these stock cars lining up, and interesting talk about the 59 car there. Normally piloted by Brad Rosewarne. And you have a little look down your list there, and you'll see who's piloting it tonight.
Dennis Andrescent. Yeah.
So there's still a little bit of rivalry going on, we think, between some of the stock car drivers, well, street stock drivers too, but certainly the stock car drivers. So watch out for some action in this particular race. But Dennis Andrescent off the front of the grid there, alongside the 191 of Dylan Robb. Second row of the grid, the 5 car, driven last night and again tonight by the Canterbury champion Jay Holtham. 17C alongside there is Vaughan Fairburn in the tank. We go back to the 991 of Harley Robb alongside the 21 car. He was upside down last night, Daniel McNally. The 58 car there of Matt Hand alongside the 911 of Craig Robb. The 99 car driven by Scott Manson, and the 469 from Blenheim there behind him, Gavin Marshall. But we're away. Plenty of flames and plenty of action on the track as well, as the first race for the second night of the Battle of Stocks gets underway. It's a little slippery out there, some of those guys sliding out towards the wall, all going very carefully around turns 1 and 2, but we've got one up the wall already there. That's the 911 car of Craig Robb. Michael Harris getting tied up in there as well with in the 521. A little bit of argy-bargy as they go through turns 3 and 4 there. A couple of cars finding the wall, more by accident than by design. But out front, Dennis Andrescent creeps his way around a slightly wet and greasy track, and he's got the lead after the first lap. Second place at the moment, Jay Holtham there's dropped back a little bit. It looks like the 47 car is coming through the pack to it's David Hearn to take up second place from the 36 of Shane Steer. Jay Holtham going in hard there in turn 3, pushing a bit of a Shane Steer out of the way, and looks as though he might take over that third place. The 85 car crawling round, about to be lapped there. That's Shane Payne in that one. And Denison Dressend easily puts a lap on him running up the inside. David Hearn tucked in behind him, about 4 or 5 car lengths back. Then we go back 10 or 12 car lengths to the 36 car of Shane Steer. He's still under a bit of pressure from the 5 of Jay Holtham, but there's the 222 car of Rico Gray starting to come through the field now as the track starts to dry out and flatten down a bit. Poor old Rico hits the wall rather hard there coming out of turn 4. Bit of action between Scott Manson there and the 21 of Daniel McNally. Those two were involved in plenty of action last night as well. I see 191 Dylan Robb is turned around out of turn 2 there. Looks as though Scott Manson's pulled to the infield. Also our visitor, the 4Y car from Westport, Matt Inwood. So back out front now, the speeds are getting up a little bit now as the track starts to flatten out, on the 59 car of Denison Dressend leading the race comfortably enough from the 47 of David Hearn. Just closing a little as they go through the turns, Hearn, and then Dressend puts the foot down and opens up the gap a bit down the straights. 36 Shane Steer, quite a long way back now, and a very long way back to the 4th placed car of Jay Holtham in the number 5 there. Rico Gray going in hard through turns 3 and 4 Mastercard. Vaughan Fairburn tucked up the inside of him as well in that 17 tank. We go back further to the 991 car of Harley Robb, then a gap back to 469 Gavin Marshall from Blenheim, the 58 car of Matt Hand, and the 24 car there of Paul West, all involved in some action as they go through turns 1 and 2. We go back front side now, and it's the 59, the silver Bullet type car of Denison Dressend. That was a name that was associated with Dressend for many years, wasn't it? The Silver Bullet. And here's another one now. He's leading this race from David Hearn in the 47 car. Shane Steer closing down a little bit in the 36. And Scott Manson back out back out on the track in the 99 car. He's a couple of laps down. Denison Dressend puts the car down as he goes through turn 3 and 4 there through Mastercard, and clicks off another lap. That's 7 out of the laps for this race knocked off now, and right on the back of Denison Dressend we've got David Hearn, who looks as if he's getting a little bit quicker as they come through the turns as the race goes on. I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of action here. Shane Steer trying to get into the mode as well, so the top 3 cars quite close together on the track now as they come out of Mastercard down the front straight for another lap. So 59, Denison Dressend still got the position. David Hearn just on his tail there as they come out of turn 2, and Shane Steer, who's been pretty quick down the straights, trying to catch them as well. Michael Harris and the 521 and Daniel McNally had a little bingle there on the back straight, but they've got that sorted out. And the rest of the field well spread out around this Woodford Glen track now. So it's white flag time, white lap, white zone, whatever you want to call it. It's the 59 of Denison Dressend. He's led from the beginning, and he's just got another lap to navigate round this Woodford Glen track. Can he stay ahead of the 47 of David Hearn? Can Shane Steer put a hit on as they go into Mastercard? Shane Steer's going in hard. He turns Hearn around, turns himself around as well, and that's just going to allow Denison Dressend to take the checkered flag comfortably enough. David Hearn recovers for a good second place there. Jay Holtham comes through in third. Fourth place will be Shane Steer in the 36 car. Fifth place, Vaughan Fairburn in the tank, the 17 car. Rico Gray comes through in the 222 for 6th place, followed by Gavin Marshall. Harley Robb in 8th, West in 9th, and Matt Hand in the 58 tank rounds out the top 10. Cue Jason.
Okay, and of course, let's have a look at that. 59 Denison Dressend did a fastest lap of 22.64, and that was on lap number 9, so you can see that the track was just starting to come right for him. Denison Dressend, don't often see him this season in the car, but pretty much left off from where he was the last time he was in the car, up the front, so it's good to see that, time out of the seat hasn't really affected him too much. 47 in second spot, Hearn did a 23.09, and fastest man on the track looks like it might have been just about Jay Holtham with a 22.35, which is a pretty impressive sort of a lap round here at Ampro Tools Woodford Glen Speedway.
So Stockcars on the grid, not the dummy grid, the real grid. Out in front of us there, in front of the control tower, in front of all you guys out there. Stockcars for their second heat of the night. Off the front of the grid there, the 36 car, Shane Steer. Tucked in behind him, the 222 car of Rico Gray. Alongside Rico, we've got Scott Manson in that magnificently painted 99 car. Tucked in behind him, the 469 from Blenheim. And that, of course, is Gavin Marshall. The 521 is Michael Harris, the 991 is Harley Robb, and the 11Y car visiting from Westport is Sean Martin. toast your hands and your toast, because we're racing again with those flames from the infield, and it looks like Scott Manson's got the drive around the outside to take the lead as they come out of turn 2. Pretty much everyone's got through 1 and 2 satisfactory. I can't see anyone spun up or turned around there. Dennis and Dressen mid-pack already moving up and stretching the legs of that 59 car of Brad Rosewarne's, but out front it's definitely Scott Manson who's doing the business, making it look pretty easy in that machine. We believe it's powered by a Leach motor at the moment, and he's pulling away from Gavin Marshall in second place. Gavin had a good night last night at Stock Car Racing here, and he's doing well in second place again. Gets a little tap on the back from Shane Steer in the 36 car, and that pushes Marshall wide, and Steer comes up the inside to grab second place now. A little bit of place swapping going on further down the field as well, but out front there's no question that Scott Manson in the lead by 10 to 12 car lengths from the 36 of Shane Steer. 469, the red car of Gavin Marshall in third place there, coming under a little bit of pressure now from the 521 of Michael Arris and the 222 car of Rico Gray. Those two hunting down Marshall. Tucked in behind them is 47, David Hearn. He had a good run in the first heat, and Dennis and Dressen closing in on this pack of cars pretty quickly. There's a hit goes in on Rico Gray there by the 47 of David Hearn. Rico able to drive away though, and David Hearn hoons off into the distance. Rico tucks in behind him. We'll be interested to see what happens there. But meanwhile, out the front of the race, 99, Scott Manson clicks off lap number 4 and looks comfortably in control of this particular race. Shane Steer all lonely in second place there, a long way to first and a long way back to third. Michael Arris currently got that third place, but Dennis and Dressen in that silver car pushing his way through the pack, knocking Michael Arris just offline slightly there to try and run up the inside of him as they come out of turn 4. It's a good battle here between Arris and Dressen. Gavin Marshall keeping a close eye on things, and Jay Holtham coming to join the party in the 5 car as well. We've got one spun up there on turn 2. That could be David Hearn, is it? Possibly. Can't see the number at the moment, but never mind. Out front it's all Scott Manson, that 99 car, leading the race comfortably. Dennis and Dressen has managed to get through to third place past Michael Arris, and Jay Holtham there looking menacing on the back of Arris as well. We've got a bit of action coming up out of turn 3 and 4. Julian Lynch looks to have put a car up the wall there, but he's come back down. That was Rico Gray giving a little ride along the top of the concrete, and Julian Lynch has come to a halt. Looks as though he's just waiting for a space to get back underway again. Bit of action there out of turn 2 again as well. The dust flying as David Hearn goes flying as well, partly onto the infield, partly onto the track. And plenty of action with Daniel McNally blocking the tank of Matt Hand there down the front straight too. So 8 laps now completed by Scott Manson, and he's going through turn 1 and 2 in that red, white and blue coloured car. And he's leading the race still from Shane Steer in the 36 car, who's managing to catch him just ever so slightly as they go down the back straight and through Masterguard. Manson's got a little bit of lap traffic to deal with now. There's Rico Gray with his slightly bent car. He's got to work his way past Rico. Never an easy job. And we've also got the 191 car there of Dylan Robb to negotiate too. Looks like David Hearn's calling it a day and pulling to the infield. Julian Lynch getting a bit taily there coming out of turn 4. Plenty of action as Manson goes past and Gray tries to take him out, but Gray goes to the infield in a big wild swing, and the checkered flag drops. I'd missed the white, I apologise for that. The checkered flag drops for Scott Manson. A good win from him, pretty much from woe to go. Second place, Shane Steer there in the 36 car. Third, Dennis and Dressen came through the pack well to finish a strong third place, with Jay Holtham in fourth. McGregor in the 521 car. Beg your pardon, not Michael Arris. It's Josh McGregor. I beg your pardon, Josh. In the 521, he finished in good fifth place there. 469, Gavin Marshall in sixth. Paul West in the 24 car, seventh. Craig Robb, 8th. Harley Robb, 9th. And Daniel McNally rounding out the top 10. And meantime, we've got to focus on some stock cars out there. Slightly fewer cars out there now than there were at the start of the night, but nonetheless, I'm sure there's going to be some action in this race as well. Paul West off the front there alongside the 93 car of Aaron Schumacher. And the green flag is waving, the flames are flaming, and already the hits go in on Aaron Schumacher there from Matt Hand in the 58 tank. Julian Lynch getting in the action as well. Oh, there's some big action in turn 1 there. We got a car up on front on the bonnet of one. That's the car from Westport there, isn't it, that's doing the damage there. And it looks like the 521, Josh McGregor in that car, who's stuck on the turn 1 wall. Julian Lynch gets spun round pretty violently coming out of turn 4, and there's plenty of niggle as the cars make their way round there. Dennis and Dressen getting into the action there too. But red light, not surprisingly, to retrieve those two cars, one stuck on the bonnet of the other between turns 1 and 2. Certainly a bit of niggle amongst the stock cars at the moment. It's all good fun. I'm sure they're all keen to prove their point about superiority of car, superiority of driving skills. It's great to see the Martin boys here from Westport. Sean Martin in the 11 car and Daniel Martin in the 71 car. I can't quite see which one is the one that's involved out there. I think it might be the 71.
I think you're right there, Tony. It's the 71, and 521 Michael Harris has just driven off the front of his bonnet, so they'll check them out and see if they're allowed to carry on.
According to the list we have here, it's Josh McGregor driving the 521 car tonight too.
Okay.
Yep. That's a new name to me. I'm not familiar with Josh McGregor, but obviously he's having a lot of fun out there. He's been involved in plenty of action, hasn't he?
I have seen Michael walking around in his overall, so yeah, I'm not too sure who's actually in the car.
Okay, well, there's a question mark over the driver there, but whoever it was, he's had a great time there in that particular race. Not often you get to park yourself on top of another car. So we're going to get back underway again momentarily. There we are. We're green and we're racing again. And we look for Paul West in the 24 car, who's leading the race at the moment there from Jay Holtham in the 5 car. They're running down the back straight at the moment past the grandstand. A little bit more argy-bargy coming out of turn 2 there. Dennis and Dressen getting past on the inside by the 469 of Gavin Marshall, and Dressen putting a bit of bumper on a car there too. And out front we've got Julian Lynch on the infield there, and he's going to come back on, I think, coming out of turn 2. Out front, Paul West doing the business and opening up a bit of a gap on Jay Holtham, who seems to be closing him down fairly well. Third place there at the moment is the 99 car of Scott Manson, and he's closing in on Jay Holtham pretty quickly. So 3 laps completed. Paul West trying his best to get to put a lap on the 521 car. We've got Gavin Marshall pulling to the infield there off the back straight. He's obviously got some issues with that particular car. We go back to Paul West, who's leading through turns 3 and 4, but hot on his tail now, Jay Holtham in the 5 car, and just a couple of car lengths back to Scott Manson in that brightly coloured 99 machine. These guys racing pretty hard, and Jay Holtham slips underneath Paul West, and Manson almost does the same. Those two cars now side by side down the back straight. Holtham gets a little tap on the rear from Scott Manson, but manages to hold his line. There's a car spun up in turn 4, and they all miss him. That's Julian Lynch, I think. So out front, it looks as though it's Manson that's got the lead from Holtham and West, but those three so close you could throw the proverbial blanket over them and still tuck yourself in for the night. A little tap on the back there from Holtham on Manson. Manson drifts a little wide through turn 4, and Holtham comes alongside him down the front straight. It's neck and neck, absolutely nothing between them. Paul West still keeping a close eye on that. Bit of action further down the field there. I think that's Vaughan Fairburn in the tank having a little poke at the side of the 36 car. Wobbly Shane Steer there. We go back front side now, and we can see that Manson's opened up a little bit of... Oh no, Manson's been passed, I beg your pardon, by Paul West, and out front still Jay Holtham. So these three are still swapping places and doing the business. Dennis and Dressen doing his best to hold up a few cars there coming out of turn 2, and a car puts himself into the wall there as well. I think that's more self-inflicted than by another vehicle. So coming through Masterguard, Jay Holtham making it look pretty easy now, and he's opening up a lead of about 8 to 10 car lengths over the second place car of Paul West. Manson still within touching distance of West behind there, but he's got a lap car, the 991 of Harley Robb, between them. He passes Robb now as they go past the grandstand. There's still plenty going on out of turn 2. Dennis and Dressen obviously keen to make a bit of an impact with the bumper in this race, and Matt Hand as well, putting a big hit there on the 17 of Vaughan Fairburn. We've got a car driven into the wall by Dennis and Dressen there. Not sure who that is. Rico Gray goes past the start finish, and we're on the white flag lap now. Julian Lynch, clouds of smoke and steam coming out of his car, but here's Jay Holtham picking up the checkered flag. A good race win for the Canterbury champion. Second place in the end goes to Paul West in the 24 car. He raced hard tonight in all 3 races. Scott Manson looking pretty cruisy there in the 99 car, takes third. Rob in Matt Hand in the 58 car comes through in the end to take 4th place from Craig Robb in the ELS keeps changing from Dylan Robb in the 191, then Craig Robb in the 911, and then H Robb, Harley Robb in the 991. So you've got 3 Robs there in 5th to 7th place. Aaron Schumacher in 8th, Josh McGregor in the 521 car in 9th, and Vaughan Fairburn rounding out the top 10.
Okay, folks, just to catch up a wee bit here, Super Saloons Canterbury Champs Heat number 2 was brought to us, which of course was event number 12 by Smith's Hire. Event number 13 was the Stockcars, and they were brought to us by Trenchless Services. Now, just out of interest quickly, Jay Holtham there, fastest lap for him, 21 neat, so he was the fastest man on the track. Next to him, Scott Manson, the 99 machine, he did a 21.08.